Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we are looking at the Ephemera Volume 1 template set from Janie's Originals. So, comes in this envelope. It comes in, I think, three sheets, and then you pop all the bits out. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at all the pieces that we get. So, we have some envelopes. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different envelopes. There's a couple of bits that go with those. So this piece will fit into this one. So if you want to make like a journal card to go in for that, we have there's the little one. Look at the little one will fit into the petal pocket. Okay, so those go with that. We have a tag pocket. We have the pieces for a waterfall, like so. And then we have 1, 2, 3. I seem to be missing a label. Let's see which one we're missing. It'll be somewhere on my desk somewhere. So I've got this one. Oh, it's the little one I'm missing. This little one here that I'm missing. Obviously, it's not as little as that, but we will have a hunt for those somewhere. It's somewhere. Then it says 4 page tabs, which are these. Now there's one bit missing off of here that's not printed. So you've got these are your page tabs, and then this one is what's called a flip tab. So along with that, you get this piece of paper. It tells you all the bits you've got, and it also gives you information on how to make your waterfall. Okay, so we'll have a go at making, well, we're going to show you how all of the bits fit together. So I have cut out the pieces so I can just show you. So this is one of the tabs, page tabs. See, I haven't quite cut that one along the line. See which one's which. I think that one's that one, that one's that one, that one's that one. And then this is the flip tab. So those, and I'm going to put those pieces. You can use the envelope it comes in. I just like to keep it in a wallet so I can see it. So the reason I haven't cut all of this out is I wanted just to show you a quick way. If you fold it the other way, this way, so that you can see the pencil marks where you draw the lines, and then it's easier then for you to be able to get them kind of so that when you stick them together they are a mirror image, like so. So let's do the same with this one, and I just got a piece of white card here I'm just going to use to show you how the page tabs work, and also to put the labels on just so you can see what they look like. So I will do this with all the page tabs, fold them in half, and then cut them together so that you get this good sort of mirror image. I cut that one. Let's go with that. Now, these kind of lines, these are score lines, and I must admit, when I'm using paper, I probably wouldn't put it on a school board. That's the lid of my glue just gone on the floor. I wouldn't put the paper on a scoreboard, because you run the risk of it ripping. But if you're making them from card, then you might want to actually use scoreboard. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to put glue on one side. I can position this on the edge of my page, and I do need to then glue the other side and fold it over. And you can fiddle around to make sure that it actually sits. So that's one of your page tabs. Let's do this one. You can put glue on it all at one go, but I just find sometimes, particularly if you're trying to get them into a page that's already in a book, you'll get yourself a little bit glued up. And there's the third one. Oh, I did put the glue on them both. That side, never mind. There we go. And then this one literally is a fold in half. So it's still a page tab, but obviously it looks a little bit different. If you've got directional papers, just be a little bit careful with how you do this. So I would put this yeah, in terms of making sure they're up the right way. And then with this one, because it's not any particular, it hasn't got these edges to it, you can put it in or out as far as you want. But it would help if you actually put glue on it. So we're just going to put some glue on it like so. Now this one is, I'm going to put this down the bottom because I think I'm going to put my labels up here. So I've got enough room. So with this one, you literally only need glue here. And you can have it round either way, because it depends, you can have it on this side, and so all it does is it will sit in your journal like that, and then you can flip it open. You might have another image under here or something under here. So that's how that one works. That's the four page tabs plus the flip tab. Okay, now I've got the 4 labels, and I did find my other piece. So we've got that one, this one, and this one. So those are our 4 labels. And again, you can use them to layer things up on, or on the front of your books. It's entirely up to you. So that's your labels. And again, all I did was just drew around them. There's no need to fold on any of these. Let's get one up the right way. And we might just about have enough room, because this is a little one, so we'll put it in there. So that's our, oh, make sure he's up the right way, because he's another little directional one. So that's the 4 labels. So you've got the 4 book tabs, the flip tab, and the 4 labels. Okay, so that's the start. So let's now look at the envelopes. No, let's look at the tag pocket. Okay, so first thing I would do is to fold it. So if it's card, then score it before you fold it. If it's paper, you like this, you'll be able to get away with it. And if your cutting is not quite right, that's fine. We can sort that out in a minute. And the reason I would fold it in half, because I would punch my hole now with however you're going to punch. But punch it now, and fold it over, and then you've got your hole there. Okay, now this one I would fold right on the edge there, and you can fold it back on itself like this, before you fold it over, just so you're happy where you're folding it. So that folds there. We need to fold this this flap up at the bottom, or tab at the bottom. We'll fold that, and then just going to turn it over and look to see where the line is. So I would do it on the outside edge of that line there, and then this will come across. So we've got our tag, and then we've got pocket. Okay, now if it depends which way up you put your template, so just be aware of what you're doing, because if you want your pocket to go the other way, you need to make sure you've got your template on your paper the right way. So if we look, the template was face down on my paper that way. If I wanted the pocket to sit the other way, then I'd need to, where's the template? Where's the, oh, that was here. If I wanted the pocket to sort of slide the other way, I would need to have put it that way onto my so it folds like that. Okay, but just be aware of what you're doing there before you commit to your paper. Then we will just put the glue on here to stick. Whoops. Oh yes, stand up. To stick the tag down. Now you can see there's a little bit of white showing here where my cutting wasn't particularly accurate. All I'm going to do is just trim that off. I'm just going to check the other side and trim that off, just so it all looks nice and neat. And then I'm going to put glue on there and on there, and then we fold that over, and then we've got our little pocket to tuck something in. And what should I use? I think I use a little bit of the twine rather than the white one to go through my tag. I mean, this is one you might want to make out of that card, just for it to be a little bit sturdier, but that's, you know, entirely up to you. Okay, so that's the tag pocket. Let's look at the envelopes. We have one, let's pass out, 2, 3, 4. There's a 5, and remember this piece goes with that. This piece goes with that. So let's have a look at what I've got cut out. So I've cut out my petal one, and I've cut out a piece of the same paper. Now this one, I tend to just stick it in the middle, so when it opens, you've got something nice to look at. But you could do that, and you could also make a little card to go in with the square. So same here. I've cut this out, and I've cut a piece using this square. I've cut a piece of the paper, but I've mounted it onto craft cards so that it's sturdy, and I could put some journaling on the back of that. Then this one. Now you can cut this or not. I hadn't, but I think I will get my craft knife. This just gives this somewhere to sit in. So I'm just going to use my knife. You don't need to cut it out. You should just be able to put a look, this just cut it like that, and this will slot into it. Okay, so that one is that one, that one is that one, and this one is this one. So let's see how they fold up together. Okay, so this one, we've got our 2 side tabs. So I'm just folding those. Again, like I said, if you're making them out of something heavier, then, you know, you might want to actually score these on a school board. And I mean, obviously, because these are wide because they need to be cut out of the template material. But also, if you're doing it on a school board, your score groove will be that wide. Okay, so I'm then going to fold on that line. And again, you can see here, because I've possibly not folded my things very well, I might have a bit of white showing. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to re-fold these. So that they're a little bit further out. And then I don't see any of this white when I fold it over. A little bit further in. There, like so. And obviously you might want to take a little bit more time before you commit to the fold and get it accurate, but I'm just sort of showing you how they look. And then just the glue on these, oops, 2 tabs, not on the inside of the envelope, because then you won't be able to open it. I'm going to fold that up like so. I'm going to use my rubber to rub out my pencil line. And then I have my little envelope, and this just tucks into that little groove that I cut. So you see, you don't need to cut that sort of a swathe out of it. You just need to cut the line. Okay, so that's that one. This one. So we fold the bottom up. I mean, sometimes it is better to do it looking at the back. You can see where it is you should be folding. And like I said, I don't like putting paper onto a school board because you run the risk of it tearing in a school board. So hopefully that fits all together. So the idea is those should overlap, but not by loads, but by enough. And then this one goes over here. And I'm going to rub, this is the one that will show. So I'm just going to rub that out. Then I'm going to put a bit of glue along here. Fold that up. And then I'm going to put a bit of glue along here. And just on the edge, don't come in too far because there's not huge overlap on this. Okay. And then this will fit into that gap. Let's open there. That fits in there. And if you can get it in right, then these 2 bits will fold over the edge like so. So the little end goes in there like so. Okay, so that's that one. And then let's do the petal. So we've got 4 petals to fold in, fold them all in. So and then I'm going to rub out, or before I rub out the lines, oops, I didn't, that one's not particularly straight. Before I rub out the lines, I'm going to stick this piece in the middle, like so. Oops, it's not quite in the middle. And then I am just going to rub out my lines like so. And the way this then folds together is you fold in one, the next, the next. Now this one, this edge needs to go over the top of this. This edge needs to go under there. So just carefully, like that, and then you have your petal fold. Okay, so that's those. This one. Now, you might be wondering, you know, if you're new to sort of journaling, why you would want all these kinds of things. Well, because, you know, when we're journaling, we like to put things in our journals. So inside your envelopes, you might put some journaling. I'm exploring the whole thing of hidden journaling, where, you know, I want to share my journals, but I don't want to share everything that I might write. And I'm not great at writing in them at the best of times, but I am starting to get a little bit better about it. And by being able to hide my journaling away in pockets and envelopes and flaps and all of those kind of things, it really does help. So just rubbing that out, and then we're going to just put, excuse me, a bit of glue down here and here. Oops. Try not to glue onto the inside of the envelope. Same here. Like so. And that's that envelope, like so. Okay. Good job I glued that. I didn't even look at whether it was upright or not. See, so my little lovely one here is not the right way up, but you know, you get the idea. So yeah, well, if you're using directional prints, just be careful. Okay, so this is the last of the envelope. Excuse me, that's on my table. So we are going to, for this one, you really need to try and get a really lovely sharp point on here. Okay, if you can. And that one folded. And that one. And then we fold this over. Like so. So you can see what I said about getting a nice point on that bit so that it matches the point here. And then I'm just going to, no, actually, I'm going to fold that over first. And then I'm going to erase that line. So I'm going to put some glue here. And here. Find that there. Okay, and then this card, it might be a journaling card, will fit nicely in to your envelope. Okay, so that's that one. Okay, so the last thing, those are all fairly straightforward. Let's move that away. I've got a bit of glare. So now things there, I get a bit of a glare from the light. The last thing is the waterfall. So you've got these two things. Now, this is the way I make it. I'm not saying it's the way you should make it, but this is my suggestion on how to get the best out of a waterfall, because if you make it straight out of paper, it really isn't going to hold up too much, because you need to be able to pull for this mechanism to move. So I cut it out of craft card, and I've scored it on a scoreboard so that it folds like this. And I find that when I score this one, it's better to score it just outside and not necessarily on that line, just outside of that line, because this, when it fits together, will fit like this, and this needs to fold round the back. Okay, and the idea then is this will move and this will like so. Okay, so I've cut that mechanism out of card. The other thing I do is this larger one, I cut 4 pieces out of card, again to give it some strength. And then I cut my 4 image pieces, the pieces that are going to show on my waterfall. So I've got these pieces from a piece of Janie's paper. But I would also cut 1 extra. And I'll explain why. And I tend to go for a plain paper for that. I've also used a plain paper to cut these 4. Now you can go for another pattern. When you see how it works, you'll understand. You'll understand what happens, and you'll see what you need to do. In fact, I'm just thinking that we might rethink that, because I need to show you that there is a bit of a directionality to how these need to go on. So I'm just going to pop off, and I'm going to cut these 4 pieces out of this rather than the plain, and I will be back. Okay, so I'm back. So I have now cut these 4 out of the pattern paper as well, because as I was explaining, I suddenly realized it's important to understand the directionality of all this. So to use a directional paper would be clearer for you to see. But I have cut 1 of the bigger pieces out plain, and I am going to need a little bit more plain to cover this piece here. So all I'm going to, in fact, not that piece, it's this piece here. So there. So what I'm going to do, no, get it right. This is, I'm sorry I'm confusing you. So it's this piece here. Okay, this is the piece you're going to pull. So you're going to see this. So we want that to look pretty too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some glue on here. And I'm just going to put the piece of paper on the top. Make sure it goes up to that. Give it a good press. And then I'm going to just use a pair of scissors to cut round. Now you could use pattern paper again, as in, a directional print, but I kind of prefer on this to keep this bit plain. But that's my preference. You might go, oh no, I'd rather have, something else on there, and that's entirely your prerogative. So we've covered that. All right, so now what we need to do is to put these onto the boards here. So that's what I'm going to do next, is to put these 4 large. What have I done with the smaller ones? I'm having a real problem today. Oh, they're there. Real problem with little bits going missing on my desk. But hey-ho, I will survive, I think. So we're going to put that, line it up nicely as best you can. If you find it doesn't line up, then just trim it. It's not the end of the world. Give it a bit of a trim. A little bit of trim there. Okay. That's 1. So these are the larger pieces. So you cut 4 out of card. You cut 4 out of your pattern. And then you cut 1, and I would say to match whatever you put there. Okay, which is what I've done. But you don't have to do it the way I'm telling you. You don't have to put it together the way I'm telling you. It's just, this is how I have found that it works best. Okay, so that's that one. And here. 3. You could, if you're making like your journal into like a memory book, then you could use little photos. I've done that for a friend, and I did include a waterfall, and it did have some pictures on there. You know, if you had put them into a sort of a word processing thing on your computer, and then you know, you can shrink them down to the exact size that you need. Yeah. Okay, so I've got those 4. I'm not sticking those on yet because it will become obvious. So I'm going to put the glue on here. So I'm putting glue. I'm just making sure that this is sitting properly. I'm just going to give it a little bit of a just going to grab a bone folder just to make sure it's sitting properly up there. Okay, right. So a bit of glue along the top here. And I'm going to have that one showing on the top, and I'm going to stick that onto that top bit there. Okay. Now, I would wait, if I was doing this not on camera, I would wait till that was dry before pushing it up like that. No, I don't think that's particularly straight. Okay, we'll try that again. Maybe that my I actually think it is because my excuse me, I think it's my scoring that might not have been particularly straight. So let's get that back onto there. Okay, try that again. Gently push that up. There we go. Okay, so now what I need is one of the smaller ones, because the smaller one will fit on there. Okay, so, and this is why you need to do it this way rather than try and stick this on the back before you start, because the direction flips as you go down. So you've got that one there, you've got that one there. So then we need to take another big one and stick that on there, and then gently fold that up. And what should we go for? Let's go for that one. That one's quite pretty, isn't it? Let's go for that one up here. Like so. It's not straight, I could see, because I could see the card on the other side. Oh, that's not straight either. There we go. That one's on there. Then we need, what have we got left? These 2. We've got this one. Kind of matches nicely with that. So that one on there. I'm going to gently push it over. Then it doesn't really matter with these because they're fairly similar. So we'll put that one there. And then the last of these here. And then again, a gentle flip up. And then the last of these here. Like so. And then this is where I put my plain large one. Okay. Now, it doesn't have to be plain. It could be whatever you want it to. It could be another piece of pattern, entirely up to you. But we're going to now pull this down. Okay, so I did have, bear with me. Oh, here it is. Oh, you would normally put this into your project, your card, your journal, but because I'm this isn't going in anything, I just got this piece of card to attach it to show you how it attaches. So all I've done, again, piece of card, I've covered it with the same paper. Now it's really important that all you put glue on is this tab and this tab. Okay. If you put it anywhere else, your waterfall is not going to move. So we're going to put that down and we're going to just hold that and let that dry. Leave that to dry for a minute. And then I will show you your working waterfall. So what I will do, once I've shown you the working waterfall, is I will take some photos of these as ever, like I do at the end of my videos, and show you what I've done. Yeah, so like I said, these will fit in any of your journals. Just use whatever papers or book pages or whatever you want that will fit with your theme. So let's hope this is dry. So what we do now is this tab pulls, and you can see the first one starts to flip, and the second one, oh, hopefully it hasn't got caught there. I think I might have got a bit of glue somewhere there. See that? Well, I feel it wasn't flipped. That second one wasn't wanting to flip on its own, and I think I've got the same here. There we go. Yeah, I've got too much glue somewhere. Can you see? I've too much glue here, so the paper's got stuck. So just be careful. And I feel like I've got another one there. We've got glue. Too much glue. Okay, so you can see the idea, and you can now see the peril. Be careful with the amount of glue that you're putting on, and that's what, otherwise the glue will stop. So now I've removed the gluey bits, this is how it works. So, and the end one won't go any further than that, so it sits there. So just be careful with your gluing. Be more careful than I was, because you can see, look here and here, where the glue came through here, it glued my pieces together. All right, I'm not, you know, it's not going anywhere. It's just to show you how, but that's how a waterfall works. Be careful with the glue. Okay, so hopefully that gives you, you know, will help you with some ideas. Well, how to use a template to create some great little bits for your journals. So thank you for joining me. You know, if you like what you see, please, you know, hit a like on this, leave me a comment. And if you want to see more sort of more of my videos, then please hit the subscribe button. Thank you very much for joining me.